diskette.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, I had so much fun doing the open Jive last Friday night. I just wanted to do it again, considering if you're out there and I'm here and the world is crazy, who needs all that craziness? Why not talk about computers? So today I'm following up on a blog post that I did this week about. Let me actually grab it. About something I talked about in the Git handbook, Git for Writers handbook, out now. You can download it as I resize my window here. Whoop. Let me actually pop the cover on the screen. Look at it. Look at that awesome cover. Yes, Git for Writers, available now. Learn everything you need to be an obsessive open source tool using writer. A good follow-up to Emacs for Writers. It's also still available. So in the handbook, I was talking about how you can use commits kind of like thought units. So as you're working on a writing project, you want to know that you're putting in enough effort to finish on time if you have a deadline. You also want to know that you've put sufficient thought into something, or if you put too little thought into something. So as a metric for that, I like to use Git commits. And Git has a word diff option where instead of just counting lines changed, it'll actually count words that you changed. So if you added 5 words, it will count up to 5. And if you added 5 or deleted 5, then you'd have, in essence, 10 changes. So what I liked about that was that it counts both up and down. Because usually in the initial writing phase, even if you write a lot all at once and then you go into the editing phase, you'll still sometimes be doing adding and deleting, right? So that's the essence of editing. So the actually counting words changed is kind of like an editing metric in a way, and particularly useful if you're somebody who's editing as you're going through a project, which a lot of people do. You kind of make changes along the way. You'll kind of skate over the text. Some people reread what they wrote as a way of kind of warming up and getting into the writing process. And as you do that, you'll make little edits here and there. So yeah, basically, in order to help out with this process, because you can check this on the command line, you can see I actually have the command pulled up here. So what it does is it'll grab anything that changed and then it'll pipe it into word count and just give you a count of it. But if you don't want to have to do that on the command line, I thought it would be fun to put that in the Emacs modeline and also count how many commits you've done in one day. So as in today, it counts since midnight. So now I've mentioned the Git book, so I'll delete that. So let's actually demo it. I've got it. I've got the actual modeline function that I'm using up on GitHub. I believe there's a link on the website. If not, we can grab it here. But anyway, I've got it right here. It's in the associated blog post. But actually, I'll mention this before we evaluate the actual code and turn on the minor mode that puts this count in your mode line. I actually had Claude fix part of it. So the version that's on GitHub is old. The interesting thing was that it worked just like it's supposed to in my default user, but here in my test user account, it was counting lines changed and not the word diff like it's supposed to. So it changed these lines here, which once I'm back in my regular account, my regular user profile, I will update this. I just don't have my GitHub credentials here. So this is what Claude said, at least. So the issue was in the get stats modeline count word changes function at lines 62 through 78. The code is counting lines instead of words. And the comment said, it should have been using this git diff command right here, the one I just showed you on the live command line here. But the code had this instead. So it fixed that. It added these lines. So basically, it changed how it was counting the words. So not sure why it worked just fine in my other user, not in this one. But anyway, this should have fixed it now. So I'll update the GitHub with that after this. So let's actually take a look at it. This is the miner mode here. Like I mentioned in the blog post, I had already had this built into my actual custom mode line that I used, but I thought it would be easier to share if people don't want to actually mess with their mode lines. Do it as a miner mode that you can turn on and off. Just demonstrating it here for educational purposes. So I've already eval'd the buffer, so that's good. And this is a fake writing project that I set up here that's under Git version control. And so basically, all I've added here is 5 words. So when we turn on the git stats modeline mode, there, that's what we expect. It's 5. I've done 1 commit and 5 changes. So we added 5 words. I'll zoom in on it. There you go. And it basically updates this counter every 30 seconds, but that can be customized here. Let me see. So yeah, that default value is 30 seconds. You can change that. I think the idea was that it wouldn't be running too frequently. It would just update itself every 30 seconds because that was good enough, but you can change that if you want. So if we add a few more words here, we'll give it a few seconds to update. And while it's doing that, we'll see. Okay, so there you go. So now we have 12 words. So now if I delete this line here entirely and move that up, so we'll compare it. So that should be 14 overall changes. So yeah, like I said, it's counting what we added and what we deleted. So the relevance of that is that you can kind of get an idea of what you've actually changed instead of just what you've added. So I find that that's a little more reliable, and it's a good metric to see that you've put enough effort into something, I think, but works for me. All right. Let's take a look at the README. For educational purposes, this Emacs Lisp program provides an approach or a way you can visualize unstaged Git changes in your Emacs mode line. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Not mod line. So the basic usage and configuration. So yeah, any Emacs user should be able to figure this out. But basically, yeah, you can just add this to your load path by putting this in your config file using the load file function and just lining it up to the path. I put it on the desktop for now just to make it easier. And then you can enable the mode by running the function get stats modeline mode with a value of 1. And these are the customizable settings. So there is a get stats modeline warning threshold. So the purpose behind this was to change the color of the actual count once you've got over a certain amount. I have it set at 250 in my personal configuration, so that would mean that after every 250 changes, so that's additions or deletions, it'll actually change the color. So the default in the minor mode is 300. Let me see if I can get some text and we can test that. And let me see if I can get it to update faster as well so that we're not waiting 30 seconds each time. Yeah, let's have it do 3 seconds. Let's see how that works. Maybe I'll turn it off and turn it back on again. Okay. All right, so let me get some text to add in here. Get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde again. That's my favorite. All right, so let's wait 3 seconds and see if it updates our count here. Does it show me zooming in? Yeah, it does. Okay, wow. So there you go. Yeah, so that was 238. So not enough to hit the 300 warning yet. Okay, so yeah, so now 345. So we should see it change color to know that we're over the threshold. Wait for it. There you go. So now 345. So this is the default Emacs theme. So I don't like that color. But it will change based on what theme you're using. Let's see in the actual code what color it uses. So it shows the warning face when changes exceed that number. Oh, so actually it is set to 250. I guess in the README, that's just an example of setting it to 300. All right, so yeah, 250 is your default value, but you can customize that variable. Very good, I like it. And noticing that having a shorter refresh time, it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. I'm not seeing any kind of lag or anything. So pretty good, pretty good. All right. So let me just check my notes here. Oh, and yes, of course, let me erase this because I don't like that warning face in this default theme. I think that the orange against the gray doesn't look very good. But so yeah, like I mentioned, the other number there is how many commits you've done over the course of the day. So let's actually do another one here. Stage those. Added some stuff. Commit that. And there you go. You see, so now we have 0 changes. So we're in a clean working directory here. But we've done 2 today. So very good. I mean, does exactly what it's supposed to do. Exactly what you'd expect. So yeah, and like I said, if we go here, I'll actually load up that particular post. Why can't I expand left and right? Oh, well. So yeah, in the initial part of the post, I go through how it actually looks in my mode line. And then here is it's basically the way it worked in my initial implementation was it was running this little a bash script here, basically, which just ran the change command you see here. But for the minor mode, I built that in so you don't have to have it running a separate command. It does it automatically. Though there is an option where you could run a separate command if you had a different counter or something else you'd like to do. You can use the get stats mode line change command variable. So I like that. Not bad. And like I mentioned, you can change the threshold and the interval. Pretty cool. So yeah, so that's about it for that. My little mode line function there. Let's see what else was going on. I picked out some interesting stuff that I saw on X. Has anybody seen these? These are apparently these live deepfake AI programs. So now people are talking about these because we're going to transition from Emacs. We're going to talk about fake AI deepfake programs. So when I see these, they always say, oh, we're done now. The civilization is over. People are going to be scammed, and people are going to use this technology for all sorts of nefarious purposes. Now, I'm not too worried about stuff like this quite yet. I don't know if you are, but basically, when I see videos like this, the first thing I'm thinking is these AI programs are not that easy to use when first taking them out of the box. So I have a feeling if somebody bought this and intended to scam someone, it wouldn't be that easy to get going. And it's probably not this good in a live environment, even though I've heard anecdotally stories of people, being ripped off by things like these. When you're seeing a demo video like this as well, you don't know how many takes this took. You don't know, if like what it actually took to produce this, what it took to get into it. So yeah, I'm not quite convinced yet that this is already a civilization ending technology, but yeah, it is kind of scary. I get why people are concerned about it. There was another one on here that I saved that everyone was talking about. Where is it? Yeah, this one here. So yeah, this is a Southeast Asian man demonstrating taking over this AI generated deepfake person here. Some people said that this video was fake. Whoops. Turn down the volume. Some people claim that this video is fake because they say that his hand doesn't quite match hers. Yeah, possibility, but again, we don't know. He looks like he's on a green screen or something. Yeah, we don't know how many takes this took, if this was the absolute best demo, or if it was faked, if it was edited in some way. Really don't know anything. It does look like there's a little bit of an artifact on the cheek. So now, if you were watching this and you thought you were talking to a real person and you saw that artifacting in the face, could be a tell. I'd imagine most people would get suspicious when they see that. So we don't know if this technology, how far advanced it is. But yeah, it is interesting. I don't think civilization is over just yet. But there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to tune out for now. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all later. And before I go, I'll mention again the Get for Writers book, the handbook, ebook, available now. Enjoy. I promise I'm not a deep fake. This is me, Chris, for real, signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.